What's up, guys? I am here with my thoughts on this night's episode of Raw. So, after a few weeks of bad Raws, we actually get one that's good. It wasn't amazing, it wasn't great, but it wasn't awful either. It was good. So, like, all week, they've been hyping up Vince McMahon is coming to Raw. Like, with a huge announcement that was going to shake up everything. Apparently, that announcement took almost an hour because, oh my god, this thing, like, it started off really boring because Stephanie, and Triple H and Shane McMahon just basically said a bunch of sweet nothings that things are gonna change and we're gonna get the new faces, all the talent that you love. And it's a nice gesture, I guess, but like you could probably know that they're being two faced about it. So it's not really anything too important, but I want to say it gets better once Corbin comes out. Because once Corbin comes out, he's just like trying to suck up and beg for his job back after he lost it at TLC. And everyone's against him. Even Stephanie would surprise me because wasn't Stephanie the one who brought him in the first place? So it's kind of weird that how she'd be just so ready to turn on him in a heartbeat, but whatever. I mean, so they don't want to give him his job back, but Vince, Shane, Triple H, and Stephanie do agree that he can get his opportunity back if he faces Kurt Angle. What do I have? Now, Kurt Angle is. It wasn't really much of a match. It was basically the same thing as TLC 2018, what just happened. When Apollo Crews, the Raw Tag Team Champions, Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. By the way, I will never get used to Chad Gable dressing up as Bobby Roode. It's just weird. I know it makes him look more like a team, but I thought it was funnier when Chad didn't look like Bobby Roode. Just my thoughts there. Oh, and Apollo Crews is there too. It's kind of nice because I love Apollo Crews. Think he's very underrated. Bit more personality, and I think he could have been a top star, but they took him out of NXT too early because of all the injuries. And Heath Slater's the special guest referee. So it's basically a 6-on-1 dogpiling. Yeah, 6-on-1. Oh, and Finn Balor. No, Finn Balor's not there actually. It's just Bobby Roode, Chad Gable, and Apollo Crews. So it's a 5-on-1 beatdown of Baron Corbin, which he loses obviously. And by the way, the crowd is just so anti-Corbin here because they are just booing everything he does. They didn't even give him a chance to talk. So basically, that first hour of Raw was just that whole authority thing. It started off kind of bleh, but then it started getting better with the Corbin stuff. And it was entertaining because I think everyone maybe wanted to see Corbin get his ass kicked again because everyone just hates Corbin. And I honestly don't blame him. But so now Corbin's just a regular superstar, which kind of makes me wonder. And the graphic that says he's going to fight Seth Rollins on the Christmas Eve edition, by the way, that's going to happen. Why is he still dressed in his business attire? That's really weird. So after that, we get Finn Balor versus Dolph Ziggler, which was a good match. Unsurprisingly, Finn and Dolph are great, so obviously the match is going to be good. But then out comes Drew McIntyre, who Dolph Ziggler beats up before Finn Balor hits a somersault plancha onto Drew McIntyre. And then, as Finn's about to win, he's going to hit the coup de grace. Drew McIntyre comes and just beats them both down. Oh, no, actually, Finn Balor's about to hit the shotgun dropkick into the corner, and then Drew just gets waylays on him and Dolph. And so we're going to get a triple threat at the Christmas Eve edition, which I'm looking forward to. That sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. So then we get Dean Ambrose's promo. Like, first of all, can we get rid of the sirens, please? They're really annoying, and they don't even line up with his theme, so I don't know why they're there. Like, I don't see how it fits in with the whole germaphobe thing that they're kind of downplaying. Like, you can tell it's still there, but, like, they're really just downplaying it. I like this promo by Dean, because he's just kind of blaming the fans, like, just saying, he's just insulting them basically a lot, and people frown on this, but he's a heel. They're supposed to get the fans to hate them, and it's cheap, but it works. Like, that's the whole foreign heel thing. That's why Jinder Mahal got all those reactions, I think. Maybe some of them were go-away reactions, but they're reactions, people. So, Dean, after goading Seth, trying to goad Seth out, and it doesn't work, he issues an open challenge. And who do we see answer? It's Dolph Ziggler. No, it's not actually. It's Tyler Breeze. Tyler Breeze wowed everybody with his North American Championship match against Ricochet on a recent episode of NXT. So I guess people were really excited to see him, and honestly, I was too. I love Tyler Breeze. Like I saw him on when he was on NXT before he went up to the main roster, and I always loved Tyler Breeze. I thought he was great. I thought he would have made it, but the problem was I think they just kind of gave him a shitty debut right off the bat because he debuted as Summer Rae's new boyfriend after the whole Rusev and Lana thing, and he was kind of feuding with Dolph for a while. And he just never really got off the ground to kind of show off his true personality and his true character and wrestling ability, and it just kind of did not work out for him, which is unfortunate. I mean, I do love the Fashion Police, but it's nice to see Tyler kind of going on his own. It is an okay match. Like it's not amazing, but it does at least give Tyler a chance to kind of fight back and look good because he hits the beauty shot, a crossbody, a supermodel kick, and he almost hits the Unprettier, but Dean just does the dirty deeds from out of nowhere to win the match. And afterwards, he still tries to call out Seth Rollins. Seth's music hits. The gas mask wearing bodyguards go to the entrance stage, and Seth Rollins is revealed to be one of them, which I honestly I kind of saw coming at first when he didn't answer, but it was still cool. And people are kind of sad that this feud's still going on, but I think it's fine. Like I said, this feud is not the best, but it looks like it's getting better, like on the right track. So then, as a part of this new thing for Raw, there's going to be count them, 6 new superstars debuting on the main roster. They are Lars Sullivan, EC3, Nikki Cross, Lacey Evans, and Heavy Machinery of Otis Dozovic and Tucker Knight. Honestly, I'm only excited for Lars and EC3. I don't hate Nikki, but like I kind of got soured on her after she was just inserted into that Shayna Baszler feud 2 weeks before the takeover. After Shayna was doing this really awesome feud with Dakota Kai, so I was kind of about that. And Lacey Evans, she's a good wrestler, but I don't get her gimmick at all. Like she's supposed to be a fine young lady, but she fights and it's weird, and I don't get it. And Otis Dozovic and Tucker Knight are not bad, but I'd honestly rather have the Street Profits. So they're all going to be debuting on the main roster. Where, I don't know. Hopefully, Lars Sullivan goes to SmackDown so we can stand out because they already got Braun Strowman and they don't need another monster on Raw. And hopefully, Otis Dozovic and Tucker Knight go to Raw because they need more tag teams because their tag team division is very weak. Very, very weak. I mean, their champions are a makeshift team that didn't even exist until the middle of 2018. I mean, they're a good team. Like, they really won me over, but still, they're a makeshift team. And as for the others, I really don't think it matters where they land. I mean, I think they'll be fine wherever. But Nikki Cross would make more sense for her to go to SmackDown since she did fight Becky Lynch on that SmackDown episode where I think they were in England or something. I don't know. I don't remember. So, Lashley and Lio Rush do this thing where they're mocking Elias, where they do have the whole ladies and gentlemen, Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush. And I thought it was kind of funny at first, but then Lio Rush does the thing was like, hey, Bobby, hit him with the side chest pose. And it's like, oh, can you teach this guy some other poses? Like, you have him do the exact same poses every time. It's just ridiculous. And I will say, I've never been a fan of Lio Rush when he was on it, 205 Live. I found him really annoying in small bursts, and he is not proving me right. He's not changing my mind. And Bobby Lashley, I like Lashley, but this is not the best thing for him. Especially when he keeps showing us his ass. Like, I don't get why he keeps doing that. It's not good. Like, shouldn't be doing that. I mean, you have this guy who got so much better at wrestling and now has MMA experience, and you have him like just patting his ass and showing it to people. It's just weird. Then Elias comes in and bashes the guitar over Lashley's back, who just completely no-sells it. He just kind of shrugs it off and just like goes like, "You, I'm gonna come and get you." And then it's like this whole thing, and now they're gonna have a Miracle on 34th Street fight which hopefully Elias will win, so he can ride momentum and this feud can be over. All right. And Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are coming back. That surprised me because I did not think Kevin Owens was coming back this early. Sami, I kind of expected, but not Kevin. And honestly, I'm so happy that they are because I miss them. I miss Sami Zayn. I miss Kevin Owens. They're just the best. And the heel run I loved. So I'm just so happy they're here. I'm just excited to see what they do once they come back. And then the fatal four-way tag match between AOP, the Lucha House Party with no Lucha House rules, by the way. The regime's working. The Revival and the B Team of Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas. So earlier tonight, Drake Maverick and the AOP confronted Shane McMahon about getting their tag team title rematch after they lost in a 3-on-2 handicap match a couple of weeks ago on Raw. Unfortunately, Shane says they are canceling the automatic rematch clauses. I'm not sure how to feel about that. I've never really had a problem with it. Like, I mean, it makes sense. Like, you should, if you do have a title, you should have a rematch for it. So, it never really bothered me. But apparently, other people seem to like it. So, I guess we're on the right track here. It was a fun little tag match. I mean, it's nice to see the Lucha House Party actually have 2 members in instead of 3. And it was fun, like, especially the ending. And the Revival wins. And, people were clamoring for the Revival to become #1 contenders, win the titles. And they won by beating the B Team by hitting the Shatter Machine on Bo Dallas. I think it would have been more cathartic if they had pinned a member of the Lucha House Party, but what can you do? They won. It was a decent match. And we get to see Chad Gable and Bobby Roode versus the Revival, which should be epic. And now it's time for the last hour of Raw, which they have dedicated entirely to the women of Raw. So first, Ronda Rousey comes out and cuts this terrible promo. I mean, she has the words, but she sounds so nervous and flustered. It's not like that promo she cut a while back before her match with Mickie James, or actually it wasn't that long ago. It was like a month ago where she was cutting a promo. Less than a month ago, she was cutting a promo about how a champion should act, and it was actually good because she was intense and had fire. But this one, I think she just got really flustered by the crowd because they just did not care and they were chanting Becky, and she just really got flustered, and it was so bad. So every woman in the back just starts screaming at the production people, like, I want to be in this match. I want to be in this match. I'm going to be the one doing this match. And it's just, what the hell? So Stephanie, of course, because Stephanie's the lead inventor of the women's division, don't you know? Well, actually, she created the women's evolution, don't you know? So she brings them all out. And it's going to be a gauntlet match against Ronda Rousey next week. And it is going to be Alicia Fox versus Bayley, Dana Brooke, Mickie James, Ruby Riott, Ember Moon, Natalya, and Sasha Banks. So first up is Alicia Fox and Bayley. Bayley wins with the belly. Then Dana Brooke comes out, actually looks good. But she's eliminated during the commercial break, which I thought was weird. Then Mickie James eliminates Bayley with a Mickey DDT. And then Ember Moon eliminates Mickie James, which she was surprisingly dominated throughout the entire match, Ember Moon, by Mickie James. It was kind of weird, I thought. I thought maybe Ember should have gotten a bit more offense in, because, I mean, I love Ember Moon, so I was really hoping she'd get more offense in. So then Natalya comes out, eliminates Ember Moon with a roll-up. Ruby Riott comes out, and then Natalya continues her streak of dominance against Ruby Riott by pinning her a second time with another roll-up. I was kind of sad because I love Ruby Riott too, so I was kind of hoping she would win, but whatever. And then we got Sasha Banks coming in. The best part of the match happens when Natalya and Sasha Banks do their whole wrestling thing, and it looks great. And so Natalya makes Sasha Banks tap out to the sharpshooter and wins. So I was surprised. And it's kind of good to see them riding the momentum that Natalya got after her win at TLC. And to have this women's championship match of such high importance because she's going up against Ronda Rousey. And so the two come up, they shake hands, hug, and all that Jazz, and it's going to be Natalya versus Ronda Rousey for the Christmas Eve edition of Raw next week. How do I feel about this episode? Like I said, it was good. I mean, there were some signs of change here and there. Like, there were some different matches, different superstars were getting new faces, like they promised, and the entire hour was dedicated to the women. Is this change permanent? Who really knows? Like, they could backpedal on this tomorrow for all we know, but SmackDown really didn't need much change. And but yeah, this Raw was pretty good. Like, none of the matches were really mind blowing, and like even the Gauntlet match wasn't really all that mind blowing, but it was good to see all the women. Maybe except Ember Moon, who kind of really didn't dominate as much as I would have liked her to at first. Had really good looks in there. Like, it's nice to see Dana Brooke look good because she's very athletic, and I think her whole thing with Charlotte kind of made people forget how really athletic she was. And it does good with building up furthering storylines, which hopefully will end, or most of them, like by the Christmas edition, so we can just get moving to the Royal Rumble because that thing's coming up. And Strowman's got his Universal title match, which I honestly couldn't care less about. Like, if it were Seth Rollins or Drew McIntyre in that spot, I would care more. But I at least, if Braun Strowman wins, he'll be there. So that can't be all that bad. So that were my thoughts on Raw. And I will also have my thoughts on SmackDown tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. And until then, have a nice night, people.